Ernest Hancock here in Phoenix, Arizona, from the BEAUtiful studios of Freedoms with an S, freedomsphoenix.com. Oh, today we're going to have a special going around the world day. Okay, let me tell you what's going on. Over a year ago, year and a half. Wow, that's a while ago. I thought it was not that long ago. I know it was in this studio. We had, oh man, I want to make sure I get these names right. Jacek Spendel. Am I close? Okay, wait, turn off the microphones here. Okay, Jacek Spendel.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jacek. Then we have David and Jakob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and try and keep most of the microphones. We don't have too much echo here. Now, this is what's going on. The first hour we had, I apologize, John Bush. Donna didn't know to wake me up. I thought she knew it was yesterday, and today I was going to cover for his show. I apologize, John and Ian. Ian called and said, yo, what's up? And I go, yeah, what's up? Well, Donna said, well, you didn't tell me what was up, and I thought I did. So anyway, I apologize. He had to fill in for that. Well, what we're going to go ahead and do during Declare Your Independence show is there were, I guess, for lack of a better term, so you understand, it's kind of a foreign exchange student thing. But they're interned for the Goldwater Institute here last summer or summer before, and it was, a very interesting time. They were going into the 12 election cycles kind of going on. They had, they're learning American politics, but they have been very involved in Poland. And in Poland, the revolution made it there, too, to where they had the Poles for Ron Paul. I mean, so Ron Paul for Poland. I mean, it's all about libertarianism and freedom and such. I tell you what I did not know. They told me something to break here, and we'll go ahead and we'll just start off with that, and it'll kind of go from there, I'm sure. Is, Jacek, tell me, in Poland, I didn't know this, during the 12 election cycle for president, during that election cycle, Romney went to Europe, okay? He goes to Poland, and he says, yo, what's up? Give me some campaign money or something. I don't know why the heck they go there, but, he went, and he was greeted with all kinds of signs that said what? What were the signs that, that Romney was greeted with when he went there?
Hi, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here in studio talking to people from America. Regarding your question, two gentlemen who came here with me, Jakob and David, they are from Poland for Ron Paul, a big movement of people who did one important action, not only one, but the one we are talking about, I'm going to talk more. It was in the summer 2012. Mitt Romney visited Poland. That was during his trip, like world trip. He visited the UK, Poland, and Israel during the trip in order to show up that, oh, guys, I did not forget about you. I will stand by you and stuff like that. So he had two big meetings in Poland, in Gdańsk, that's northern Poland, and in the capital, which is Warsaw. So he was not really welcomed very warmly by the people. But
why? I mean, what would they know? What would they care? I mean, they're going, Rom, who's that? He looks like a mannequin at Macy's or something. I mean, right. What do they care?
Yeah, but Romney is boring. Romney is boring, and Polish people don't like boring guys.
He's so boring, they got out and said, you're boring. You're so boring, I want to tell you how boring you are.
No, so there is a movement, Poland for Ron Paul, and they stand up there, and they showed up with a huge banner, Polish choice Ron Paul. And
okay, so
a lot of transparent, a lot of signs.
Well, how many people were out? I mean, look at some of your pictures. Donna's pulling them off your Facebook and so on. We'll have them up, a little bit. So this is this is Jakob, right? So Jakob, go ahead and tell me. You had quite a few people there. Why? Where did these people come from?
That people were from whole Poland. Poland for Ron Paul is not a formal movement. It's more informal movement that includes people from many organizations in Poland. For example, in Gdańsk, that event were organized by our friend from Right Wing Congress, and he was the leader of that event in Gdańsk, and we were the leaders of that event in Warsaw. So that movement contains many people from many organizations in Poland, libertarian organizations and conservative libertarian organizations from south of Poland, north of Poland, west, east.
So, see, this is one thing that Dr. Paul would always say, and a lot of the guys didn't know what he meant. They didn't understand it. He'd go, freedom brings people together.
Yeah.
So what you're having, you go, well, it's not official, as if I like official anything, okay? I'm like, no. It has to be a spontaneous order. It has to be people just come together and they just say, hey, man, you know, we could have what we want, what we desire, what we endorse, what we like, and have it represented by Dr. Paul, what he has to say, the Lovolution, whatever you want to call it. That is what philosophy we wish to advocate, and you use Romney coming, that represents something else, okay, and you use that as an opportunity to say, no. We're for Ron Paul and his philosophy, okay? I understand that. But you say that all of these other groups, you know, came together, people from these different groups, but they didn't really represent each one of those other groups. They just represented themselves, right?
Yeah, right.
So you could see they came from the, you say you're for this kind of freedom thing, but, you know, this really are people around the world in the streets for what? What, Ron Paul's not going to run for something? I mean, you know, what was Ron Paul? Was it him? He was going to do something, or something he represented?
We support him because he's an icon of freedom and liberty. And as libertarian, I support every libertarian in the world. In every elections and every riot. You understand?
For lack of a better word. Well, tell me your definition of libertarian. You say, I got a whole bunch of people slinging around libertarian. There's a whole bunch of guys over at the Goldwater Institute saying how libertarian they are, okay? Don't get me going, all right? But the thing is, when you say libertarian, what do you mean by that?
Libertarian, the man that wants to be free and own his own life and is rational and doesn't trust government and doesn't want central government. He wants to govern his own life by himself. You're
so not allowed to think that way. Who told you to think that way? What Polish school taught you to think that way?
None Polish school.
Well, then where'd you learn this?
YouTube and Facebook. and actually some
YouTube and Facebook.
Some books.
Okay,
and some books.
So the one thing that I want to ask Jacek this, you know, from your perspective, did you know this stuff was going on? Did you know what they were doing? Were you friends with these guys? You know, how did they interface with you?
I think before the Poland for Ron Paul thing, I didn't know them. I was tracking most of the stuff that is going on in Polish internet, especially regarding the ideas of freedom. And, you know, sooner or later, I found out that there are guys who are fighting for freedom behind the Ron Paul signs, transparents, and I was, like, very, very much impressed. And it was a question of time, really, until we met. Also, my association back in Poland, it's part of the big Poland for Ron Paul movement, so I was glad to meet them.
When we come back, I'll pick it up there. Poland for Ron Paul is what? You know, I mean, it means
grassroots.
What?
Grassroots.
To what? Elect Ron Paul president of Poland?
No, to spread the ideas of freedom.
David and Jakob. Now, you just got to do ya a lot. Okay, yeah. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do is I wanted to go ahead and let Jacek go ahead and finish his thoughts, because, you know, you're telling us about, what you're doing over there and your relationship with these guys, and we'll get into what your experience was when you were here, past, and so on. So we got time. Go ahead and talk about your relationship with a lot of these other activists. Why? What's the common thread? You know, as we had Jakob here, you saying, you know, we have all these different groups that are starting to permeate political culture in Poland that are kind of the freedom groups. They have a little freedom here, a little freedom here. Might be single issue, kind of be like the equivalent of our, anti-drug war thing, or our pro-freedom, less taxes, property rights, daylight, whatever, fill in the blank. But as time goes on, you're going, yeah, it has a common theme. The supremacy of the individual, okay? I own myself. And if you can get something basic, fundamental like that, and the young people understand it, they show up when there's an opportunity to express that, like when Romney comes to visit, and they go, no, we would rather have Ron Paul. You know that there had to be a splinter in the brain of Romney and his friends. Like, this damn Ron Paul thing can't go anywhere. He's freaking everywhere. Well, they probably blame him, and they don't get it. It is a movement thing. Help describe to the audience, what you think is going on, not just in Poland, but everywhere, and what wave is it you're trying to ride, because you're seeing this coming. You're going, oh, yeah, I got something to keep me busy. Go ahead and share your experiences with the audience.
Ernie, I think you basically made a good introduction to the process that is happening not just in the U.S., not just in Poland, but all over the world. Like, people start to understand that what really matters is not like single issue or like freedom for one thing, but you forget about the freedom for other things. No, they start to understand that these ideas are complex, and the notion of the individual and his rights, inevitable rights, and the notion of laissez-faire, so let people act, is spreading, and this message is getting stronger and stronger. So in Poland, people from different groups, some less conservative, some more conservative, some more interested in education, some more interested in politics, whatever. If they only share that notion of the individual rights and these basic principles of freedom and laissez-faire and government get out of the way, they knew that it's important to unite, and the Romney visit was a perfect time. And my friends who are here, who are behind the Poland for Ron Paul movement, they did amazing things, and they also helped us to unite for that cause. It is a grassroots activism, but it's a hard work, and we succeed. We showed up there, and it was in media globally, also in the United States, like most of all in the United States. So yeah, as you said, it is about spreading the message. It's not about like short-term political goal. I don't know. Probably we don't make it short-term. That's not the first thing we should do. The first thing we should do is spread the message wherever, through young people at the campuses, through I don't know, politicians in the Congress, through
what kind
media.
of impact are you having with the politicians there? Are they paying
we don't.
You guys
we don't really have. That's why I said it's good if we would be one day there. But to be honest, that's the most hard base to spread the ideas, because they are kind of blind.
Are you wasting time with them at all? Do you care?
I made a decision myself a couple of years ago that I'm not going to enter politics.
No, I don't mean as you running, but I mean the politicians in office now. Are they any of them coming out going, yeah, I'm a Ron Paul guy too. Yeah, what you said. Here, give me a sign. I mean, are they, supportive of you, or you just ignore them, or what?
Regarding the mainstream politicians, I mean the ones who are in the parliament, no one showed an interest for what we do. Of course, there are politicians from the little party, which is called Conservative Libertarian Party. Moreover, my friend Jakub, who is here, he's starting Polish Libertarian Party. Just Libertarian Party. The name is the same as here. So these guys care. And they try to help, and they try to spread these ideas and also transform these ideas into strictly political goals. And I wish them the best. I mean, that's why I say let's be everywhere. Let's be in media, let's be in campus, and if possible, let's be in the ballot as well. If these guys wants to start a Libertarian Party, go for it.
Cool. So let's go ahead and talk about the future. I know you're looking at in the future, well, maybe not my life. Well, maybe someday. Well, maybe maybe. I'm here to tell you, okay? I've been, doing this a long time when I was your age, okay? And I'll tell you, it is way closer than you think. It is like next month kind of thing. I mean, it's going to hit you by such surprise that you're going to need to be ready for just distributing the information just with freaking, Xerox machine on your Facebook. Have a, Freedom 101 kind of deal. This is what, when we go and they want us to form another government, which they're going to do, this one's broke, we're going to do another one. It's going to be the same guys doing the same stuff in the same way, and they'll call it something different. Okay, they'll be calling it Austrian Economic Free Market, we rule you. Okay, it's going to be so. You need to be ready to and prep the people in this generation next into not accepting a counterfeit freedom movement. So I'm wondering, from our perspective here in America, we're looking, we have some experience with this revolution thing, real revolution, bloodshed revolution. No, we're not going to go get on the cattle car revolution. No, you're rounding up the good guys. How much resistant spirit do you think there is in Europe or Poland?
I'm not sure. I agree with you that we need to be prepared because this crazy welfare state in that may collapse soon, and we'll end up in a new reality where there'll be again a lot of status calling for new government, and we need to be prepared to be strong enough to tell the people this is counterfeit, as you say. But for today, for the day-by-day activity, I would like to mention that Polish libertarians are slightly different than American in one sense, as we are weaker than your movement here. We try to work united. These anarchists work united with paleo libertarians, with bleeding heart something guys. Why? Because we believe that until we reach the point where we have this super minimum state, then we should work together. When we get to this point, then we will maybe have a internal divisions, and we'll say, oh no, let's demolish it totally. And some others would say, no, let's keep the.
But you're a long way from getting to that decision.
We in Poland we are sharing the notion of Murray Rothbard, who said that any single, even small step to less government intrusion in people's lives is a hallelujah. He said, if I see any single, even small step where government is disappearing, I would call hallelujah. That's what